Now let's see what this quality is looking like. Let me see if this is the same. Is this because it's streaming on 4K? What is it? Yeah, that's better. Yep, that's better. All right, now that quality is better. So it's basically when internet quality not doing well when you stream on 4K. That's what it was. Oh no, no, it still look then. No, it just still look kind of bad. So that wasn't what it was either. I don't know. Michael, shut your big ass up, bro. Don't nobody care. But anyways, another question I would love to. I need answers to this. I definitely need answers. I guess it's the. I'm guessing it's the hotel internet. It's crazy because it's not even a cheap hotel. So why are the internet so shitty? I have no idea. Anyways, though, I need answers, LeBron fans. Whose fault was it tonight? Was it Darrell's? Was it Austin Reeves? Was it DeAndre Ayton? Was it JJ Reddick? Whose fault was it for this ass whooping that y'all suffered tonight? Cause they gave y'all a hell of an ass whooping. And you know what's crazy? What's really crazy about this, people? Once again, Shea didn't even have a good game. Let's check out these stats, people. Let's check out the stats. Make sure y'all hit the like button when you come in. Let's check out the stats. Damn, bro, I can't believe this damn quality is so fucking trash. What's good, I Mustard? So let's see whose fault it is. You know, LeBron fans, they always got to blame it on somebody. They should be blaming LeBron James, but you know how that go. Who did, also before I get on there, yo, who did I tell y'all was the Lakers? All right, John. Appreciate you stopping through. So, who did I tell y'all was the Lakers' most consistent player? Yesterday, if you was in the live yesterday, I told y'all the most consistent player on the Los Angeles Lakers is Rui Hashimura. That's who is the most consistent player. That's the dude he's going to consistently get you no less than around 14, 15 points. You can depend on that amount from him. But he actually gave you 21 today. Made what? 5 3-pointers, shot 7 for 14 from the field, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, only 1 turnover. He probably the only one that was in plus and plus minus if I had to bet right now. Nope, actually he wasn't either. Shit, nobody was. The craziest part is DeAndre Ayton had the highest plus minus of the starters. But anyways, and I know they blame DeAndre Ayton. And I must say, I gotta admit, speaking of DeAndre Ayton, once the team is losing or he's pouting and not having his way, dude has a bad tendency of just losing it. Like he just fall out of sync of the game. He just doesn't do anything. He just go to standing around looking. He should do that same shit against when he played for the Suns. Like I'll never forget in 2023 when we was facing the Nuggets and Nikola Jokic was down there getting the offensive rebound, shooting it. And he kept missing, and Kevin Durant was down there trying to fight with him, trying to get the board. And this nigga DeAndre Ayton literally just sitting there doing this. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what the fuck are you doing? And dude would not like Devin Booker chewed his ass out after that, which he should have. He got on his ass. And he did some of the same shit today. And to Lee, I didn't really watch the game either. I was driving while listening to the game. And while listening to the commentary, I could hear that they said DeAndre Ayton is standing around not doing anything while offensive rebounds were getting got. So that's how I know. But like, it's crazy, I don't know what it is with that dude. And Marcus Smart, he had a okay game, because see, like I keep telling people, you can't expect Marcus Smart to score. He's not a scorer. He's a defender. And once again, he held SGA to a pretty respectable amount. Like, you can deal with SGA having what did he have today? I know he didn't have a lot. 23 points. You can live with that. You don't want him to drop 30 plus. And then Austin Reeves, of course, shot terrible today, but he was able to get to the line a lot. And that's another thing that, last game, they were constantly trying to blame it on the refs, saying, oh, it was bad, which is crazy, because I think OKC may have shot 4 more free throws than the Lakers did. So you can't even blame that on them. And now this game, the Lakers shot more free throws than the Thunder, and they got blown out by 23 tonight. Like, it's literally no excuse for y'all. Just admit they're a better fucking team than y'all. You know what? Another thing I could be doing could be, maybe it's my tabs too. I'm not sure, but it didn't do that at my house. I don't know. Anyways, though, back to this shit. So I think it's fair to say that the Lakers will be swept once again. Y'all king, y'all go will suffer another sweep. And yet y'all still next year, a few pieces would be moved around. They'll make a few trades. And you guys are gonna go to saying you're gonna win the championship again. The GOAT, Ring 5 loading, all kinds of dumbass shit. So Liu Kang is not the camera quality, bro. I don't know. I don't know if it's something wrong with StreamYard or if it's something wrong with this internet connection. It might be the internet connection, because when I was streaming yesterday at my house, it didn't look like this. So it might be the internet connection. But anyways, yeah. Apparently this damn hotel has cheap internet. It's not working well. And it's really fucking up my shit, and I don't like it. You know what? Let me see what I get a better results if I start using my hotspot for my phone. Let's try that shit out. This shit is pretty damn atrocious. But my signal to my fucking phone is low as hell too in there. Let's see. Let's try this shit out. Let's see, is it gonna improve any? Nah, it looks like it's about the same. I don't know what this shit is. Yep, I don't know what it is, bro. Look like it's getting a little better. Hold up. Nah, that shit's still trying to be trash. No, it do look like it's better. Maybe it's because I closed some of these damn things. Let me see. Yeah, it got better. So that's what might have been what it was. All of those up. That could be it. Anyways, though, back to cooking their ass. So, like I was saying, bro, you can't blame it on the refs today. You can't. You really, LeBron fans, you can blame some of the teammates because you did have some teammates that played pretty atrocious. Like DeAndre Ayton was terrible. Reeves was terrible. I don't even know why Maxi Kleber got on the floor. Um, Luke Kennard played pretty well. LeBron is carrying the bum ass Lakers. If I'm LeBron, I'm going to contend. I'm going to a contending team for my final year at Belton. Dude, LeBron isn't carrying shit. Y'all got to stop fucking lying. Like seriously, y'all got to stop fucking lying. That's all y'all do every damn year. Lie like this dude is carrying somebody. He's not carrying shit. The only thing he's carrying is the fucking ball that they don't call when he on the damn court. Can't say a guy that's averaging 20 points per game is carrying it. And then on top of that, he don't play. He's whining to the refs, not playing defense, allowing the team to score. He's not a good leader. The dude is not carrying shit. Stop it. Who is doing anything for the? That's the problem. Nobody is. Nobody is. I told you who the best player has been for the Lakers, and it's not LeBron James. That's just who y'all try to make it out to be because y'all want to nut ride LeBron. And then y'all always love to say, I'm not a LeBron fan when y'all trying to defend the garbage that you're saying. I don't believe none of you niggas. Anybody that come up and say some garbage like that and then try to say I'm not a LeBron fan, I don't fucking believe you. Because the best player on the Lakers by far has been Rui Hachimura. That's who's been their best player, not fucking LeBron James. Rui Hachimura has consistently scored 15 plus points per game. Is that a lot of points? No. But the problem is he consistently gives you that. He's not turning the ball over at a high rate. And on top of that, he's actually playing defense, unlike Reeves, unlike LeBron James. You can say stop it, but it's the truth. Rui was the best player on the floor today. for the Lakers. Shot the best percentage, played the best defense. You can't tell me he wasn't the best player. He absolutely was. And I told you them folks from the jump. He has been their most consistent player. I'm not saying he's the best player on the Lakers, but he has been the best player this series for the Lakers. And he's been the most consistent player throughout the playoffs, probably. See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all dumb as fuck, bro. That's another thing about LeBron fans. Y'all dumb as hell. Y'all can't comprehend, and all y'all know is riding LeBron's nuts. Nobody said Rui was an all-star. I never said he's the best. I just got through saying he's not. I'm not saying he's the best player on the team. I say he's been the best player on the floor thus far. He's been the most consistent in the playoffs. Rui averaged around 15 points per game. Guess what? He every time he's getting around that mark. That's what I'm talking about. What do I think of Bronny's play in the postseason? So I didn't watch the game today. I know he got in towards the end. I see that he had 2 points. He went 1 for 1. The best thing I can say about Bronny so far of what I've seen is that I like that he's way more confident now than he was at the beginning of this season. And a huge part of elevating your game is confidence. So the fact that he's confident enough to try to dribble the ball up the court, because if you can remember him earlier in this season, and for sure last season, he was afraid to even dribble the ball up the court. Like he would be looking to pass it as soon as he gets it. He's looking for somebody else to give it to bring it up the court. He used to be wide open sometimes. The teams dared him to shoot it, and he wouldn't shoot it some of the times. And when he did shoot it, he would miss. And the thing is, he would miss because he's thinking about it too hard. But now he's way more confident. Like if you give him the shot, from what I can see now, it looks like he'll knock him down. So that's a good thing for him. If he can consistently learn how to play defense without fouling and consistently knock down the three at the rate that he's been knocking them down, and you also got to, he has to be able to do it at a time that's not just garbage time. Because typically what he gets in is garbage time. So it's much easier to do it then. But if he can transition that over like in some respectable minutes, he might just have a chance at, getting on the roster post his dad being on the team with him. Like after he retires, perhaps he could stay on the team. Because they do reward 3-and-D players. Yes, LeBron should retire. He should have been retired. Speaking of LeBron James should have retired, what is the reason that you think he hasn't retired? Think about that. Why hasn't LeBron James retired? I've heard multiple different perspectives on it, but what's the reason? Because think about this. Him himself has already claimed that he's the GOAT. The media keeps lying, trying to say that he is. Of course, his delusional fans believe that he is. So if you're already the GOAT, you broke multiple records already. Why are you still playing? See. That's what I'm saying, Mr. PlayStation. If he's already has nothing else to prove, why is he still playing? You feel me? And I honestly, I disagree that he don't have nothing else to prove. He does. See, TK saying he chasing another championship because here's the bottom line, people. LeBron is one of the greatest players to ever play the game. We can never take that away from him. We'll never take it away from him that he's not one of the greatest to ever play the game. If you do try to say anything contrary to that, you're just hating. Like, I know I'm labeled a hater, but I'll never say some bullshit that he's not one of the greatest to play. That's just a lie. But he's not the greatest of all time, and he knows it. And the reason he's still playing is because even though he's saying he's the GOAT, he has a lot of people that's on his payroll that's in favor of him saying he's the GOAT in the media. But the actuality is he knows he hasn't done anything to prove he's the GOAT. Too many epic flameouts, too many choke jobs, too many losses in the finals, way too many losses to play with all the talent that he's been played in. He's been embarrassed way too many times. They keep on propping him up to say, oh, if he do this, he's going to be the GOAT. And each time they do that, he fails. And they got to move the goalpost and blame a teammate, trade them players away, build a new team. Now that he got a new super team, they go back with the same rhetoric and start over again. He lose again, and now they blame somebody else, and it keeps going. It's bullshit, people. He's a top 10 greatest player of all time, but at best. He's not the GOAT. LeBron isn't going to win any more chips unless he goes to a contending team and takes a pay cut, which he won't do. He should honestly retire. Facts. The only way he can get a championship is if he joined a already good team and piggyback off them. And at this point, let's think about the options that he has if he was to do that. The Oklahoma City Thunder isn't letting him on their team. Why would they? Why would they let him suck them dry? Create locker room issues and stuff when they're already elite. Doesn't make any sense for them to do it. I don't think the San Antonio Spurs would want him on their team because they already have a pretty good young team with a great coach and stuff like that. They got good chemistry. Doesn't make sense for them to add LeBron James. Now, perhaps I could see maybe Ant-Man would let him on, would be okay with him coming along in Minnesota. I could possibly see that. Or maybe they'll take him in New York, maybe New York. And Cleveland. But I think even with LeBron on the team, Cleveland wouldn't have enough. Because as long as I keep telling people, any team with James Harden on it is doomed to fail. Because what's going to happen there, first off, I don't think LeBron and James Harden matches. So I don't think that will work out. And then Donovan Mitchell would be the 1. LeBron would be the 2. And James Harden would be the 3rd option. Could James Harden be better as a 3rd option? Maybe. Because I've been saying if James Harden was to win a championship, or if it's a team that wants James Harden, you can't have him as the 2nd option. He needs to be the 3rd option because he's going to choke. But if he's a 3rd option and you just looking for him to maybe give you, let's say, 14 points per game and kind of distribute a little bit, maybe give you 8+ assists, he could do that for you, even in his choking it. While he's choking, he can give you that. But do I think it's enough to beat whoever comes? It might be enough to get out of the East, perhaps, but enough to beat who comes out the West? I don't think so. So I thought about Golden State as well, Mr. PlayStation. I just don't think it'd be smart of Steph Curry to let him on their team. It doesn't make any sense. Steph Curry is his biggest rival in this era. They both have 4 rings. You already beat them 4 times. Why allow LeBron James to come on your team, create chaos, and then he's going to, let's say it does work out. Let's say he comes on the team and it works out. They would have to get rid of somebody because they don't have enough money unless LeBron is willing to take the vet minimum. Now, if he takes that vet minimum, it could happen. And then let's say what you have LeBron, Steph, Jimmy, Porzingis, and Steph, LeBron, Jimmy, Porzingis, and Draymond, right? So let's say you had that. I think their defense would be pretty well. Not really, not really. I can't say that because Porzingis can protect the basket. He's tall. Draymond is obviously a great defender. Jimmy is a pretty good defender. So now their defense will be all right. But I think LeBron's ego is a motherfucker. Like dude's ego is out of this world. And I would see him possibly making them lose because he would absolutely 100% try to stat pad. Let's say it works out and they gets to the NBA Finals, right? And make sure y'all smash the like button for me. And if you are currently on the UAN TV channel, please subscribe to the UAN Hoops channel. But let's just say, they get to the NBA Finals, right? And they clicking on all cylinders. They look like, let's say they look like they're the favorites to win, and they're getting ready to win. I have no idea why the quality is going so bad. I honestly don't. I've been trying to deal with it, make it better. Unfortunately, it's not getting better for me. I'm guessing it's the hotel internet. The hotel internet is trash that I'm at. No, it's not AI. But what was I saying? Yeah, let's say they get to the finals. They're looking like they're about to win. LeBron James would absolutely LeBron James would absolutely start stat padding to try to make sure he's the finals MVP. And it could fuck it up. But if they were to win, like I said, he would stat pad to make sure he's the finals MVP. He would make sure he tried to get all the rebounds. He would try to make sure he gets as many assists as he could. And let's say if they down by a lot or up by a lot, he's going to stay in the game to get more points. Because the last thing LeBron James would hate to see is to play on the same team as Steph Curry, and Steph Curry gets the finals MVP from him. I have no idea who Nancy is, but you funny. But anyways, yeah, this for those of y'all that's familiar with my with me, I told y'all I'll be in the Bay Area. So I'm in the Bay Area right now. I'm not in LA. And the hotel here, like it's crazy. The hotel is nice. That's what I'd be saying. It's actually nice. But apparently their internet service is not. No, I'm not in Dallas. I live in Los Angeles, but I'm currently in San Jose. But yeah, man, like I was saying, LeBron was stat pad. And it could cost them the ring if he was to get on their team. Can I please say hi? Is it? I don't know what you're saying. Mm. Yeah, StreamYard. And I'm starting to the fact that I'm starting to think that it is StreamYard that's making my quality so bad now. Um, I might start experimenting, looking for a new platform to start streaming on because this is starting to get really out of hand. Like I said, it wasn't doing it yesterday when I was home. It was pretty clear yesterday. It works better with regular YouTube app. Yeah, from my experience, it does too. But here's the thing. You know what? It could be because I'm streaming to so many different platforms right now that that could be damaging my quality. Because I'm currently streaming on what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 platforms right now. So it could be that the reason why the quality is so bad. If we want to be logical about it, LeBron should retire. He had a great career. LeBron ego won't let him. Even if LeBron does go to a contending team, no guarantee he will win a chip. Feel me? Yeah, I agree. Because I at this point, LeBron James is kind of hindering to the teams. Because this is the thing: if he truly wants to go to a contending team and actually compete for a championship, what he needs to do, he's not willing to do it because his ego won't let him. What he needs to do is, let's say he goes to a contending team. Let's say just for shit's sakes, just for the sake of argument, let's say Oklahoma City was open to letting LeBron come to their team, right? Um, what he needs to do is take less time, less minutes. Like you're 40 plus years old and you're still playing 35 plus minutes. There's no way he should be playing that many minutes. LeBron should be playing 20 something minutes best right now. And if he was willing to play 15 to 20 minutes on a championship contending team, he could get another ring, perhaps. Because he's still valuable. Like he's still good. I don't think he's great no more, but he's good. But like I said, his ego won't let him do it. It's okay, man. You fell short. You're not better than Michael Jordan. You're not better than a lot of players, in my opinion. But you had a great, great career. You're one of the greatest players to ever do it. But here's another thing. I got a question for anybody that's a LeBron fan or just people in general, if you just want to answer it. If LeBron James, they kept saying if he beats the Houston Rockets, right? Because this is my thing, what doesn't make sense. Y'all gonna have to help me understand, because I'm not this smart. They keep saying that LeBron's career is already submitted. Can't nothing damage his career at this point. So how can you make it better, but it can't get worse? How does that work? That don't make sense to me. Now, if you're old, let's say you're old and you didn't have talent, I would give him a pass. Like if he was on it, like if it was similar to Michael Jordan's career when he was leaving, or Kobe's career when he was leaving, or Tim Duncan when actually I can't even say Tim Duncan because the team was still fairly good when Tim Duncan retired. So can't say Tim Duncan. But Dirk Nowitzki when he was leaving, things of that nature. When the team wasn't very talented, it wasn't good, but you're just finishing up the last of your years. No one would be holding this against him. They would be saying, "Okay, cool, LeBron, you had a good career, respect. Sad to see you go. Go ahead, ride into the sunset. Congratulations." But the fact that they keep promoting, telling us LeBron is a top 10 player. The fact that he still has multiple great players on his team. You can't give him that pass. Because if Michael Jordan, let's say if Michael Jordan was at the tail end of his career, which would be the Washington Wizards years, if he had the best scorer in the league on his team, and I'm trying to think who was the number one scorer during his time, but it had to have been either T-Mac, I would say T-Mac or Kobe maybe. No, it wasn't Kobe. Maybe T-Mac was the number one scorer in the league doing it. Let me just do a quick Google search and find that out real quick. Who was the yeah, I'm gonna look that up really fast. Who was the NBA leading scorer in 2001, 2002 season? Iverson, actually. I thought about Iverson, but I just didn't say it. So Iverson was the number one scorer in the league. So imagine Michael Jordan playing with Iverson, and Iverson was averaging 31 points per game that season, right? So if Michael Jordan was playing with Iverson, and let's say because Austin Reeves is pretty good too. So let's say he was playing with Iverson, and you give him who's probably close to the same level as Austin Reeves is now during that time. I don't know why, but I'm just gonna say Tayshaun Prince. Let's say Tayshaun Prince was on his team, or actually, you know what? He had Rick Hamilton and Stackhouse, so I would say that probably would even it out. Let's say Iverson joins the team, and he kept Stackhouse and Rick Hamilton, right? Do you think Michael Jordan would have made the playoffs? Absolutely, he would have. He absolutely would have made the playoffs with Iverson on his team because he has another great player that's on his team to help with the scoring load. See, these are the things that LeBron fans and the bum ass love media leaves out. They'll try to say, "Oh, Jordan was not making the playoffs during his time as 40," but conveniently leave out Michael Jordan didn't have any superstars, stars, or all stars on his team. LeBron has multiple. He's played with multiple. Jordan didn't have nobody close to Anthony Davis. So that's really what separates it. That's the reason why we still get on LeBron James' ass. And they be quick to say, "Oh, the expectations y'all have of him is crazy." No, it's not the expectations. Yeah, I know, bro. It's the hotel. It's the hotel Wi-Fi, or it could be. Yeah, I think the hotel Wi-Fi that I have don't have good enough internet speed to keep up with all the multiple platforms that I'm streaming on right now. So that's why my quality is bad. Like perhaps, you know what? Let me end some of these. I'm gonna end some of them that I don't really use as much, and see where my quality get better. That's what I'm gonna do. Let's end X. Let's end Twitch. Let me end both of them real quick. Now let's see what happens. See this to get a little better, perhaps. But yeah, like I've been telling them before you came in, Julian, I'm at a hotel right now, so I'm not at my house where I normally be at. So far, it doesn't look like it did anything. So I don't know. Might be the hotel, it might be StreamYard as a whole, not sure. Shit does look bad though, and it's really pissing me the fuck off. You said they need to show more highlights of Bronny on the bench. Yeah, you might be right, Julian. You might be right, my boy. It might be done with LeBron. But they letting him get that belt. But I don't know though. You know, I actually don't know because if you really pay attention to tonight's game, they were trying to help them a little bit because they got way more free throws than the Thunder did. It just didn't matter. They still put that belt to their ass. All right, hold on. What's the free throw differences? Let's check that out. Yeah, the Thunder only shot 10 free throws. The Lakers shot 25. So the Lakers shot 15 more free throws than them and still got blown out by 23. So, like I said, the league may have tried to, you know. So they tried to help them. They just couldn't help them. They're like, bro, damn. We tried to help them, but it still ain't working. They still putting that belt to their ass. Adam Silver hitting the wall like that. Hey, bro. Adam Silver, hey, they can't help him from this, bro. They might well just say, hey, look, check this out. Check this out. Lord help me. Come on, Adam Silver. Lord help me. Lord help me, man. Hey, come on, Adam. I need some help out here. These goddamn Thunders, they dropping thunderbolts everywhere. I need help out here. Them folks on that main ass, man. He playing. Look, I ain't gonna lie to you. I got two answers for that. What is he still playing for? One of them is his obsession with Michael Jordan. He knows, you know, he's not better than him. It was despite everybody lying to him, saying that he is, despite his delusion of lying to himself, saying that he is, he knows he's not better than him. And he's doing any and everything he can to try to convince the public and himself that he is. Like having his son on the same team as him, that's not going to change your legacy. It makes for a great story, but it doesn't make you a better player. And then, of course, you know, him playing so long in this easy league where it's much easier to score. He's stat packed. He lacks on defense. He doesn't play defense so that he can have more energy to do more on offense to break records. But you look bad doing it. On like your fans will never admit it because they such a cult that they can't even notice it of how bad he's going out now, because in their mind, there's nothing he can do to lower what he has accomplished. Which I'll say it won't lower his accomplishments, but at the same time, it is diminishing your career because y'all keep on saying how he's breaking all these records. He's also breaking a lot of negative records. Like prior to 2023, LeBron James has never lost, never been. Yeah, no, I said it right. Prior to 2023, no, I'm tripping. Prior to 2021, sorry. He has never lost a first round playoff series. Granted, he's been in the weak ass East all of his career, but he had never lost one. But see, he played too long. Now he's lost 21, 23. No, not 23. 23 was in the conference round. So 21, 24, right? Because who they play in 24? Shit, damn, they play in 24. Yeah, it was the Nuggets again. I'm tripping. Yeah. So 21, 24, 25, and now 26. Now there's 4 rounds in the first round that he's put out, and 2 of them he got swept. One of them gentleman swept. It's not looking good for his resume. So him playing longer helps him break records, sure. But you're also breaking a lot of negative records. Like you're already by far number one in turnovers, number one in playoff turnovers, number one in misses, number one in playoff misses, number one in losses, one in playoff losses. All these negative stats are accumulating as well. Of course, ESPN won't talk about that. They only want to promote the positive things of it. But when it's all said and done, and folks start to really dig in his career, you're gonna see how many negative stats he also has, and that's due to longevity. So you can't just praise the positive stats and ignore the negatives, because it's crazy. I remember when Kobe had all-time misses record. LeBron fans in particular, and ESPN used to tease Kobe, talking about he has the most misses in NBA history. Now that LeBron James has the record, they don't even mention it. They try to act like it doesn't matter. The double standard and delusion is incredible. Look up the free throws from game 2. Gotcha. Let's see what happened in game 2. Oklahoma, I'll tell you this though, Oklahoma City absolutely didn't get many free throws. That I know. Let's see. So in game 2, yeah, because I remember it was close. In game 2, Oklahoma City got 26 free throws. The Lakers got 21. So Oklahoma City shot 5 more free throws than them. So not a major difference. And then, they love to call Shea the free throw emergent, but Shea on his shot, I believe this game is the one he only shot 3 free throws, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see how many he shot this game. Nah, that was game 3, he shot 3. He shot 9 free throws that guy. But see, here's the thing. He shot way more free throws against my son than he's doing against the Lakers. But yet the Lakers are whining and complaining. Like, I'm talking about dude shot double digits in free throws, multiple games against us. What's good, Golson? Like I said, hold on. 21 and 26 free throws. Like I said, if LaFossil played in the West from 04 to to 2010, he wouldn't have sniffed the Western Conference. Sure, he absolutely wouldn't have made it to the finals nearly as much, and he definitely wouldn't have 4 rings unless he found the way to have the NBA found the way to help him stack the deck in the West. Then perhaps maybe. Yeah, absolutely. Michael Jordan could never. And here's another thing before I get up out of here that I wanted to talk about with LeBron James. And I know Young Disciple, I was talking to him about this. I told him LeBron James doesn't. LeBron James has an issue with closing games, people. I told you when it's meaningful games, and when I say meaningful, actual games that matter against competition that you know could potentially beat you. He never shows up in the fourth quarters. In the fourth quarter of a tight game with like 3 minutes left to go, he disappears, people. And I said he is easily defeated. And what I mean by he's easily defeated, he will, if the team gets down 20, he'll fold. He'll just start pouting. He'll defer to somebody else, trying to get them to score. And he did the exact same thing tonight. I seen the last little part of the game, and this dude passing it to Luke Kennard, passing it to Rui Hashimura. He ain't trying to do that. No energy whatsoever. And that's the same thing Scottie Pippen said about him. Scottie Pippen said that about him maybe, I don't know, probably like 7, 8 years ago, when he was saying that he's nowhere near because Pippen, Pippen loved changing up his story. Pippen knows the absolute truth, but to sell books and, to stay relevant, to make money, he has to say toxic things about Michael Jordan in order to keep his name relevant. But when he said this, I think he was absolutely telling the truth when he said he's not closer to the player than Michael was, because he said he watched the game where the team needed him and LeBron wasn't making any effort to go get the ball. He did the exact same thing tonight. I'm talking about they're down 20 plus points and it was like 5 minutes left in the game. 5 minutes in today's league is enough time to come back from a 20-point lead. I'm talking about dude just standing there, not trying to do anything because he was defeated. He's a sore loser, he's a powder, and he's a front runner, like I keep saying. If they up big, he's going to be taking a lot of shots because he's confident. And he's going to be making shots because when he's front running, LeBron James tends to make shots. When he's losing, he's not even looking to take shots. It's just sad. I had another point that I know I'm forgetting too. I wanted to say about this nigga. Can't think of it right now, but anybody else, they want to call it longevity when it comes to all-time misses. Yeah, exactly. That's what they do. When you talk about the negative side of it, I'm like, well, he's supposed to. Like, even the assists, because he has the most turnovers by far. They try to say that, oh, well, people who get a lot of assists pass or are good distributors, they get a lot of turnovers, which is true to a degree. Like Magic turned the ball over kind of a lot too. But here's the difference. Their assist to turnover ratio is nowhere near the same. Like For Magic Johnson's career, he averaged around, I think, 3.5 turnovers per game. However, he averaged almost 12 assists per game in his career. So he got like almost four times as many assists as he did turnovers. So you can be okay with that, especially with the fast pace that they were playing back in the 80s. LeBron James only averaged 7 assists per game for his career. And he also averages like 3.3, 3.4, something like that, turnovers per game. So basically, for every assist he gets, you know, for every 2 assists he gets, he turns it over. And that's not good. And then they try to, like I said, they'll try to blame that on longevity. But John Stockton played about 20 seasons almost. John Stockton has the most assists by far in the history of the NBA. And guess what? He don't have nowhere near as many turnovers as LeBron James. And even if you want to say, okay, LeBron played 4 more seasons than him so far, you can go all the way down and look at LeBron James in year 19. He still has way more turnovers than John Stockton. So it's not longevity. It's the fact that this dude is a turnover king. Is he a great passer? Yes. Does he have good court vision? Yes. But it still doesn't dispute the facts that this dude is a turnover king. When he's losing and his team's getting that belt put to their ass, he almost goes away completely. He barely looks to take over games like the one we saw last game. Facts. 100% Afghanistan. And this is the thing. Like YD was just trying to argue with me yesterday that he has killer instinct. No, he doesn't. This is what I'm talking about right here. And I hope you see this video later on, perhaps. I probably clip this so that you can see it. This is what I'm talking about. Dude, when his team needed him to make a run, he wasn't trying to. Dude was just, looking for somebody else to make some shots. What he was doing was passing it to Luke Kennard and Rui Hachimura, and they were jacking threes, and he was hoping they could make a few. And if they made a few, they could energize him a little bit to try to go on a run. And the narrative would have been LeBron rallies the Lakers to a comeback. That's what it would have been. That's the truth. Just cherry picks and stack pass 85% of the game when his team's getting their shit pushed in and he feels content with his stats, he'll rather lose and the box score says he did his job. Fraud. Facts. That's what I be saying. That's why every time a LeBron fan try to throw stats at me, I say, bro, I don't give a fuck about this nigga's stats. They're manufactured, they're fraudulent, they're inflated. This dude does that all the time. He'll have 10 points going into the fourth quarter. He'll stat pack, get that shit up to 24. Stat pack, get about a few more rebounds and assists. He'll end his game with, like, let's say 25, 26 points and 8 assists, 6 rebounds, or whatever it is. And then they'll look at it and say, oh, see, it wasn't LeBron's fault. Look at his numbers. He did his job. What else you expect him to do? When in actuality, he was getting his ass whooped the entire game. The starters of the team that was beating his ass sat down, and the weak-ass third unit came in. He bullied the third unit to stat pat some and get his numbers up. And then when you just look at history, see, that's the thing. When you see it in the history books and you don't watch the games, like a lot of these people today, they don't watch the games. They watch the highlights and the stats. And the highlights is only going to cover the good things. They're not going to cover the negative things he's doing. They're not going to cover him not playing defense. They're not going to cover all the turnovers that he had. They're not going to cover the misses that he had. They're not going to cover that it was only 3 minutes left in the game and this nigga's still in the game trying to get stats. They're not going to show that. All they see is in that black and white, oh, LeBron James had 28 points, 7 assists, 8 rebounds. He did his job. That's what he keeps doing routinely. And it's crazy. And at this point, I'm pretty sure his fans knows that he does it. They don't care. All they care about is his stats. They don't even give a fuck if he wins. Because at this point, they're content with him always losing. He's been losing for so long that they're okay with him losing as long as he gets his stats. And here's the craziest part. This is what I wanted to say to y'all before I get out of here. This is something very, very, very crazy. Have y'all noticed that there's multiple times in LeBron James' career where he has faced opponents and you thought in your head he doesn't have a chance to win? Think about that. The greatest player of all time is what they try to convince you that he is. They try to convince you that this guy is the greatest of all time. Yet, multiple times, you're telling me the greatest of all time with multiple superstars on his team, multiple all-stars on his team, the leading scorer on his team, the leading shot blocker some of the time on his team. And he's the underdog. He comes into series and you think he don't have a shot in hell of winning. Think about this. I can go through his career very quickly of the times that this has happened. They're going to try to blame it on age, but it's not the truth. He's been getting his ass, that belt to ass since he's been in his 20s, his 30s, and now his 40s. It's not his age. It's who the fuck he is. Think about this. So let's go to his peak. I'm not going to talk about when he was young. So 07, we're not going to talk about 07. He was young. So you can understand why folks didn't think he could beat the Spurs. Cool. Let's go ahead and go to 2016. He was a heavy underdog against Steph Curry and the Warriors. Now, granted, they did end up winning that. We know a lot of things happened for him to end up winning it, but that's fine. He ended up winning it. But the fact of the matter is, you're trying to tell us he's the greatest of all time with all those superstars on his team, and you didn't think he had a shot to win? Then let's go to 2017. Nobody thought he could beat the Golden State Warriors in 2017 or 18. Why? You have the greatest of all time on your team. If you have the greatest of all time on your team, he should always have a shot at winning. Even if he doesn't win, you should think, hey, I don't know, man. I'm not counting out LeBron. Do something serious. But no, you didn't think that. You knew he was going to fucking lose, and he did. Think about this. Keep moving along. Go out of race. Let's fast forward to 2023. When he faced the Nuggets, maybe this after game 2. Now, you know what? I'm not going to say 23 because I believe a lot of people believe that they could win in 23. 24, nobody thought they could beat the Nuggets. Nobody. 25, you thought that they could beat the Wolves. Then they proved that he couldn't. And now coming into the Thunder series, you don't think he has a chance at hell at winning. You didn't think it at the beginning, outside of his delusional fans. And you damn sure don't think he has a chance at doing it now. How can the GOAT keep being looked at as a pushover and he's the greatest of all time. Think about this. Now let's go to the other great players, right? Let's go to the other great players. Michael Jordan, 91, when he faced Magic Johnson in the finals. When they lost the very first game, a lot of people thought, okay, yeah, Michael Jordan's about to get whooped. Keep in mind, Michael hasn't captured the championship yet. They went along to go ahead and win it 4-1, right? Then the next year they faced the Portland Trailblazers. Nobody thought Mike didn't have a chance at beating Portland. And Mike went on to beat him. Then he faced the Phoenix Suns. If I'm not mistaken, I think the Phoenix Suns were favored. But nobody thought he didn't have a chance in hell at winning. Why? Because Mike was on the team. Go on to 96. Same thing. 97, same thing. 98 even. Even after Scottie Pippen was having his back issues and shit. You still couldn't count him out. The same could be said for Kobe. I remember when in 2011, when they was facing the Dallas Mavericks, and they went down 0-2. Because keep in mind, Kobe had, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Lakers had home court advantage. And they went down 0-2. It was still people out there believing that Kobe had a chance to come back and win that series. Just because Kobe was on that team. You didn't think like that when it came to the other greats. You thought they had a chance. Even if they did go on to lose, you thought they had a chance. With LeBron, you know this nigga doesn't have a chance. He keeps getting cooked. He keeps proving the people, the critics, right. The people, the quote-unquote haters. He keeps proving us right that he is who we say he is and not who y'all say he is. You can say that for Steph Curry as well. Another player that's in his fucking era. There's never been a time where Steph Curry has faced any opponent in the playoffs, and I thought he didn't have a chance at hell winning. Never. Didn't think it in 2015. Damn sure didn't think it in 2016. Damn sure didn't think it in 17 or 18. You didn't think it in 19, even after Kevin Durant was injured. We thought he had a legitimate chance of winning until Klay Thompson went down. Then we was like, okay, he probably is going to lose now. Because then he just simply didn't have enough to get it done. Then you get to 22. Didn't nobody think that he couldn't beat the Celtics. It was people who picked the Celtics, but you didn't think he didn't have a chance in hell at winning it. So that's my point. LeBron is supposedly the media darling. That's the greatest of all time. But yet, each time he doesn't have enough to win. Let them tell it. It's insane. Catch up on some of these comments. Facts inflated, just like his 8th straight finals appearance in one of the weakest Eastern conferences I've ever seen, while on mostly hand-picked super teams. Facts. Future generations won't have the context. Facts. Yeah. And see, bro, that's the whole purpose of what they're doing right now. They understand that right now, the people that knows better isn't going to say he's the GOAT. We know better. We're seeing this dude fail time after time after time again. But see, the power of history, which is, look at the key words. The root word is his story. They can rewrite history and say, oh, look at LeBron. Look at his stats. Look at all the stuff he accomplished. Look at all the records. They all have his name. He's the greatest. People who doesn't know better, 10 plus years from now, the newer generation, they're going to look up and just see the records. They're not going to see the games. They're going to see highlights. And they're going to think he's the greatest, which is insane because they're not going to have the context. That's what they're planning to do. with him. He's a manufactured player that was created. Absolutely. Unlike Kobe and MJ, I doubt LeBron all the time. His teammates getting hot worry me more than he does. Yeah, bro. I skipped his first stint in Cleveland entirely. I started the 2010 2011 season. That's when he turned into a big asshole. Yep, that's 100% true. And the craziest part, bro, is I actually was a fan of LeBron early in his career as well. But after he started becoming this asshole, blaming everybody else, whining all the time, creating all these damn super teams, but while still losing, and then throwing the other players under the bus like it's their fault, not his. That's when I just couldn't fuck with him no more. And then they kept creating narratives each year for him. If he's winning, oh, it's all LeBron. If he's losing, it's his teammates. And then they start creating those narratives saying whenever LeBron leaves, the team turns to shit. But they leave out the context that a lot of other players left or got injured that year as well. So it makes it looks like LeBron was the sole purpose of that team's success. And it's an absolute lie. Yeah, remember when his delusional fanboys got excited after beating that sorry Rockets team without the scrawny quitter KD? Facts. They thought they were good. And I told people that the Houston Rockets was the weakest team in the playoffs. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. No hating whatsoever. I truly believe it. The Houston Rockets was the worst team in the NBA. I mean, not in the NBA, in the playoffs. The Magic was better than them. My Phoenix Suns was damn sure better than them. The Portland Trailblazers was better than them. Now, if you add Kevin Durant, perhaps they're better than some of those teams. But without them, yeah, 100% was the weakest team. The Lakers were just very fortunate to be in the right position to play the right team to advance to the next round. You can't be the GOAT being 4-6 in the finals. Facts. Ain't no boy like a dude. Somebody's name is La China, La Diddy, La Dookie. LeBron won't last in the 90s era of basketball. LeBron's hand-picked super team had the chance to go up 3-1 game 4 against the Dirt Mavs, but he shit his pants getting locked up by Marion. Dude doubled his points and outplayed by Jason Terry. It's sad, bro. He can never overcome that shit. LeBron won't last in the 90s era. LeBron's records can be broken by the way. LeBron record can be broken by the way when he retires. Which one? LeBron created a super team. We can thank LeBron for that. Thunder's giving the Lakers belt to ass. Facts. Another thing they do is say he never had a good coach. Well, why didn't he ever team up to a team where the coaching was up to his standards? Facts. Scoring title. I gotta say though, I don't know that scoring title is gonna be hard to beat. I gotta give him that. And the reason being is allegedly, in my opinion, I believe he has some kind of substance that's helping him achieve that. But it's a lot that has to be done in order to achieve breaking that record. Like he has 40,000 plus points. If you include the postseason, he has 50,000. That's a lot of fucking points. And in order to do so, you would have to average like 25 points per game, maybe more than that, 27 even points per game. And you would have to stay healthy for at least Like no significant injury where you missed a lot of games. You would have to do that for at least 17 seasons to break his record. That's hard to do. His longevity is unmatched. That's a fact. However, longevity alone don't make you the GOAT, obviously. Facts. It just means you the longevity GOAT. Jordan to go hands down. Then Kobe, if you think LeBron over them two, you stupid and need mental help. I think something's seriously wrong with anybody that believes LeBron's the GOAT too, while knowing all the information that's out there. Can't you make the case that LeBron had superstars on his squad? Michael Jordan was the only superstar. Pippen was maybe an all-star. I think Pippen was more than an all-star. He was definitely at least a star. But yeah, LeBron had multiple superstars. That's unquestioned. I grew up a Jordan fan, then Kobe. But here's the thing: LeBron had to build super teams to win. Jordan stayed and made Chicago what it was. Yeah, that's one of the major things to separate them. And I don't understand why people can't understand that. There's a major difference. Kobe is better than LeBron. At least Kobe never threw his teammates under the bus. Kobe was a great leader. LeBron not so much. Facts. He always let his teammates take the heat. I'm a dirt freak, and dirt doesn't have to leave Dallas to win one title against LeBron. Pippen was a perennial all-star, but his superstar is a bit of a scratch. Yeah, that's what I think. I think he was a star. That's my opinion on him. I think he was a star, borderline superstar. He did a lot of things well, but MJ was by far the better scorer. So when folks say pimp and carrot, yeah, only idiots, aka LeBron fans, say dumb shit like that. You know good damn well Pippen didn't carry it. They just gotta. This is the thing, and here's another thing. Final thing before I get up out here with LeBron fans. They're the only fan base that has to lower everyone else to make LeBron look better. Think about this. If we're comparing Michael Jordan to Kareem, or we're comparing Michael Jordan to Kobe, or let's say we're comparing Kobe to whoever, Steph to whoever, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, whoever. We can simply state our claims on what they accomplished and why we feel like they're the best. LeBron fans, their only defense is to attack whoever the player is, that they arguing against. Like if it's Jordan, they're gonna say, well, he had no competition. Who was he guarding? He was playing against plumbers, firemen, and plumbers. Scottie Pippen carried them. Kobe, he got carried by Shaq. He only got one Finals MVP. I mean, he only got one season MVP. He wasn't the bus ride. Steph, he only got one Finals MVP. He blew a 3-1 lead. You know what I'm saying? They always got to attack the other person. They can never state their claims on the things that LeBron James does. The reason why he is better outside of longevity stats. That's all he has. So if it's not, if it's not talking about longevity stats, they don't have anything else to bring to the table. And that's the problem with them. What the hell is this rant that's coming from this bill? Oh, his super team in Miami, not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six, not seven. No white women all 2026, 2027. Leave white women alone, black men, black queens only. Is this Dr. Umar's burner account? Why are you coming over here with that? I'm not bunny hopping. Kobe and Jordan can be compared. That is no one else can be compared to those two players. LeBron fans think you are hating if you give facts, keeping it real, and it's hating to see Bryce there. R.I.P. Emmett Till, white women get you in trouble. How many times do we have to get locked up before we stay away from one? Who is this? I don't know who the fuck this is, but okay, my buddy. It's actually they lower not only the people he's compared to, but also the folks he played with. Facts. The only defense is lowering somebody. And then they also got to lower the bar for LeBron too. Because he can't hold up to the standards of what the players that came before him were held to. So they got to lower the bar for him in order to, because keep in mind, before LeBron came, a lot of the greatness was measured with championships, how much you won. Then your stats and accolades came afterwards. Now it's stats and accolades first, then winning. That's insane. Some LeBron tards would swear on a stack of Bibles LeBron has only played with bombs. Right. LeBron lost to Dirk in the finals. Marion shut down LeBron to 7 points in the finals. But hey, close enough. Yeah, you can compare them two. They were a lot. Appreciate the sub. Question: Are you subbing to the UAN TV channel, which is Ugly Ass Niggas TV channel, or is it Ugly Ass Nigga Hoops? No, I don't date white women. I don't know why you coming out here asking me that. It don't make sense. Why are you coming out here asking me? They call him the GOAT, but refuse to hold him to GOAT standards. That's the truth. And see, that's why we are getting deemed haters. You feel me? Because we hold him to the standard of what a GOAT should be held to. And once we hold him to them standards, they try to act like we be having ridiculous standards for him. No. We're holding him to the standards that we would hold Michael Jordan to if he was playing in this era. What we would hold Kobe to. I also have Tim Duncan higher than LeBron in my all-time rankings. Okay, cool. The Who shot. Appreciate that. Cool. Please go ahead and sub. Appreciate you. Go don't cry for fouls. That's the truth. That's the truth. All right, nigga do is sit there and whine for fouls. And he reminds me of the old heads because I got uncles that used to do this. When old heads be trying to hoop with you, and they start to get tired. So they'll argue calls and keep on arguing with you. And what they really be doing is taking a breather so they can have an excuse to be taking a break. It's really not about they think you made a bad call. It's really about them getting a breather. That's what it is. You can name 10 better. I don't have 10 better than him. I got him number 8. Brian Sessions watched LeBron James tie his shoes and called it elite footwork. Hey, white, Chinese, Hispanic, it don't matter, my boy. We all know the truth. It's all good with me. Username is crazy. Yeah, I know. Hey, yeah, let me hear it. Let me hear it. What 10 you got better than LeBron? Jordan, Kobe, Duncan. I agree with all those three so far. What do I think of the Trailblazers? I think they got a nice little young core so far. They got a nice little young team. They keep building on it. Um, I think Tiago Splitter is a solid coach so far. And what's that dude name? The star player there. The dude is nice. So I don't know why I can't think of his name right now, but I think he's from Australia or somewhere. But yeah, they got a future. Okay, let's see who else he got. Kareem, Shaq, Wilt. I agree with Kareem. Not sure I can say Shaq over him or Wilt. And I'll tell you why. Shaq, although he has 4 rings, just like LeBron does, and his is more respectable, Shaq has been swept multiple times. And the end of his career went kind of bad. So, and then LeBron has accomplished a lot. Because for me, I like to look at stats and accolades only if they're, let's say, they winning is close. That's when I go to stats and accolades to determine, who I would rank higher in the all time rankings. And in LeBron and Shaq's case, they have the same amount of rings. LeBron has 1 more Finals MVP. He has way more All NBAs. Not sure who has more All Defensive. I know LeBron has 5. Not sure how many. I think he has 6 actually. 6. So I'm not sure how many Shaq has. Shaq has 1 MVP. LeBron has 4. So that's when stuff like that starts to factor in. Not sure how many scoring titles Shaq has. LeBron has 1. But anyways, when you all kind of then he's the number 1. He got the scoring record and things of that nature. You round it all up. I would put him ahead of him. Wilt lost way too much. Wilt what 2-9 in the finals, 2-6, some shit like that. So yeah, although he stuffed the stat sheet like crazy, but so did LeBron. I think LeBron is the next Wilt Chamberlain. Like when you're doing comparisons, in my opinion, you should compare LeBron and Wilt because they both stuffed the stat sheets but lost a lot. And if you're going to judge those two, I'm going to take LeBron over them. So those two, I don't agree with. Yeah, Scoot is nice too, bro. I remember him. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about though. Denny. Denny is freaking nice. I agree with Larry Bird, Damon. I agree with Larry Bird. I can rock with Hakeem maybe, because he was so elite defensively. And I think he does have the greatest championship run potentially in NBA history. That 93-94 run was a hell of a run. So I may can rock with Hakeem. He said LeBron could lose a Uno and Bron Sessions would blame roster construction. You ain't never lied. Absolutely, I got Kobe over LeBron. Absolutely. I agree. Shaq needed Kobe 100% because he had. This is the thing, bro. This is the reason why I can't put Shaq over LeBron. Like I said, he got swept multiple times in the playoffs before. Keep in mind, before he teamed up with Kobe, he was constantly getting swept. Like, it's not like he didn't have talented players on his team before playing with Kobe. Like, he had Penny Hardaway, who was nice as fuck. He had Nick Van Assel. He had what's that other guy that was so nice with him with the Lakers before Kobe came up? I can't think of it right now. And also he had Horace Grant on his team when he got swept by Hakeem. Like, he had some talent on his team. And he was getting his ass whooped. And this is not me trying to slight Shaq, but I'm just saying I can't put him over LeBron because of that. I got Magic over LeBron as well. Dr. J, I don't know about him. I think LeBron is the GOAT. It's plain and simple to me. The new era of basketball is more difficult to compete in. Super teams, etc. Iceland, that's pretty insane. But hey, I don't have the energy to go back and forth. But if you come back on the channel on another day, I gotta get ready to go to bed. It's super late. But you come back on the channel when catch me next time. I will absolutely cook you on reason why that's total bullshit. Mine said Jordan is second. Incredible. Yeah, he gotta be young. I agree. He gotta be pretty young. All right, my boy, Damon. I'm gonna catch you on the next one. It's possible I may do one tomorrow. Actually, no, not tomorrow, but Monday, which is probably should be LeBron's funeral. You definitely gonna see me out here. So I'm gonna catch y'all Monday for sure. When Golden State put their final belt on their ass. Mine said I'm 35. 35 is crazy to think in the shit you think. But at the same time, 35 is not that old too, because technically you didn't watch Jordan at 35. Because that's younger, that's actually older than me, but I still know better. But 35 is definitely older to watch the 2000s. And so what you're saying is kind of crazy. But it is what it is. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one.